Hello everyone, how are you doing? I'm May again, and I'm going to explain to you and have a quick talk with you about the second topic of Monday, lesson 10, that has the title Seriously Misunderstood. Like I said before, we are studying about David's life, and we will know shortly what does it mean, this misunderstanding, and we will understand how it made him see another secret of success. Yesterday we saw about the first secret of success, that was the fact that David was a promise keeper. So towards people and towards God, he was someone that valued the promise he made. And we will see next the other secrets. So let's go to the question A. How did Hanun, king of the Ammonites, totally misinterpret David's gesture of sincerely genuine kindness? We see that in 2 Samuel it talks about Hanun's experience with death, because it says on the verse 1 that the king of the children of Ammon, he died, and Hanun his son reigned in his stead. So Hanun became the king because his father died, and David was aware of the situation, and he sent messengers to talk to him and to send his regards. But Hanum saw it in a totally bad way, and he thought those men were there to mock him and mock their people. So when we read verse 4, it says that Hanun took David's servants and shaved off the one half of the birds, because basically the birds were an item really important for men at the time. So having shaven off their faces was really disrespectful and was really bad. And it was really bad, but later he also cut off the garments in the middle, even to their buttocks, and sent them away. It showed to those servants huge acts of humiliation, and it was really shocking, because David's intentions were really positive. But Ellen White explains it in Patriarchs and Prophets that when Satan controls the minds of men, he will excite envy and suspicions, which will misconstrue the very best intentions. And that's exactly what happened with Hanun. And he acted, as we continue to read, that he thought those men were spies instead of messengers, and treated them with scorn and insults. And it also showed a lesson to David, because it was not God's will that Israel should enter into a league with those treacherous heathen people. So it became another lesson for David to understand, and also a lesson to us. If you want to look for and actually find success, we need to get together with the right people. Sometimes we have relationships, friendships, we get associated with people, and sometimes those people, they show us what we call red flags, but we tend to ignore it because this person is so nice, or because this person, she will help me to achieve something. But when you have the right people on your side, the the ways you can find success are really better than when you have the wrong people. You just have more obstacles and challenges to face, and that's what happened with David. And we will see the question B that will show the consequences of those actions. What was Hanun's immediate action when he realized the potential consequences of the insult he had rendered to Israel? In First Chronicles, we see that he opened his eyes, Hanun, and he prepared himself to battle Israel. He created a league with other nations around the region of the Mediterranean Sea and the River Euphrates, and they got together to battle Israel. And they had a lot of men, they had a lot of, a huge army, and they were experienced in battle, and they were in a group. The privilege, let's say, that Israel didn't have at the time, so they probably thought, okay, we are gonna win this, and it's gonna be really easy. But they didn't count with the fact that Israel, and especially his king David, had faith in God. And it also teaches a lesson, in the sense that when we have God in our lives, things can get better. I mean, sometimes we have issues because problems happen with everyone, but at the same time, we know we can trust in God, and this makes things easier to face challenges and problems in our lives. And the third question talks exactly about that. What did Joab declare to encourage his people? And how did David inspire and amaze them also? We see that Joab, he as like the general of Israeli's army, he gave a short speech, but he was really he showed how David's values as the king, and he gave confidence to people because he really made the army look to God, and that God was the only one that could determine their fate during that battle. But his message had this nature to make people look to God and to observe him, so they could actually win. And David, when we read the notes, we see that David, he realized how dependent upon the result of this contest. He took the field in person, and by the blessing of God, inflicted upon the allies a defeat so disastrous that the Syrians from Lebanon to the Euphrates not only gave up the war, but became tributary to Israel. Against the Ammonites, David pushed the war with vigor until their strongholds fell, and the whole region came under the dominion of Israel. So, like I said before, David as a king, he showed everyone that they didn't have to trust in themselves, in their talents, in their skills, but they had to trust in God. And Joab followed the same example, and they won the war. And achieved this amazing result as the people that the nations that surrounded them became the tributaries, and that was really a victory that they achieved because God blessed them. And yeah, we saw some secrets of success based in David's life, and tomorrow we will see more. And I hope that God can bless your life and you can have an amazing day or an amazing night, and that again God may bless you.